Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage. Today we're going to talk about places where you can get custom sublimation prints. So I talk about sublimation quite a bit here. However, it is an investment when you want to start crafting with sublimation. So perhaps you don't have a printer yet, but you want to give sublimation a try. You want to see if you like it, if you can do it with your other equipment and heat press that you might have. Or maybe you just want to make a few things and you don't want to buy a printer just to make those few little gift ideas. That's where buying a custom sublimation print comes in. And this is actually how I started into sublimation. So I had heard of it, thought it looked pretty cool, wanted to give it a try, and I ordered custom sublimation prints off Etsy, which is going to be one of our sources, and used those in some crafts, and then I was hooked. Bought my sublimation printer and started doing it for myself. So if you are on the same boat as I was at one time and aren't really ready to invest in a sublimation printer yet, but want to give sublimation a try, I thought I would give you 5 places to order custom sublimation prints. All of these are places where you can upload your own designs, have them printed for you, shipped to your home, give sublimation a try right in your own home, and then you have some custom made gifts, or you decide sublimation is all you want to do and you go ahead and watch my video on getting the best sublimation printer and start investing in sublimation crafting. So what are the 5 places to get sublimation prints? My first is Etsy. So tons of people have sublimation printers now. They maybe sell their crafts on Etsy, but a lot of them also sell custom sublimation prints right on the Etsy platform. And like I said, this is where I first purchased a custom sublimation print and started having them shipped to my house. Now there are a huge wide variety of sellers. I will link to the places I'm suggesting in the description below this video, and I'll just link to like an Etsy search because I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. As long as they print them and ship them correctly, you should be good to go. My next source is Craft Chameleon. That is another place that I personally used before I got my sublimation printer. It is another small business. They used to sell sublimation blanks. I'm not sure if they still do. However, I still think she does custom sublimation printing, and I'll link to that below. And any of these places, you basically send in your print and they print it for you in the size that you would like. My next 2 sources are for people that want more than one. Perhaps you need several printed, and I do think this would come into play if you have a smaller printer and you need just a few larger sublimation prints, but you don't want to invest in a large format sublimation printer. Ordering from the places I'm going to list next is a great option for you when you want to do one large project and don't feel the need to invest in a larger printer yet. The first is Heat Transfer Warehouse. Now, with them, there is a minimum purchase, so I do want you to be aware of that. So I think the minimum purchase is like 10 sheets. You would need to make a minimum purchase of 10 sheets when ordering through them. The next one is Conde, and what you do with them is basically request a quote. You tell them what you would like printed, the sizes, that type of thing, and they come back with a quote. They'll even do some of the design work for you and include that in their quote price. So if you're struggling with, you want to do a certain blank and you don't exactly know how to make the sublimation print fit it exactly, they can help with that, of course, for a fee. And my last one I picked because it has some international options. Now, Etsy might have some international options, definitely if you find the right seller, but I did want to include something that I knew had some international options. So Bright Star Crafters, they have a US site as well as an Australia site, and the Australia site does have international shipping. Both of the sites have a custom sublimation print option. So you can upload your design and get your print printed with sublimation ink on sublimation paper and shipped to you. So if you are an international viewer, I wanted to be sure to include an option for you as well, and Bright Star Crafters would be my pick for that. So now for whatever reason, one of the reasons I listed, another reason, if you are ready to order a sublimation print, I am adding the options I talked about in the description below this video. If you're on computer, scroll down and click show more. If you're on mobile, swipe up on the video or click the arrow to expand the description depending on how you're watching. I'll have a list of links. You can click each of those, shop around. I definitely encourage you to shop for the best price for whatever you need printed. And it might change depending on what you need printed and your needs. So something like a very large sublimation print might be cheaper at one place, or something that fits on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper could be cheaper with a different supplier. So shop around for whatever you need printed, get the best price, and start sublimating. I really think that you're going to fall in love with it after you try it. If your reason for ordering sublimation prints is you don't have a printer yet, Be forewarned, you might want a printer after you receive those first prints and start doing some sublimation crafting. I know that's what got me hooked on sublimation crafting, so just a warning for you there. Now, if you fall in the other camp and you already have a sublimation printer and, maybe you are struggling with some designs, you need some larger prints or something like that, these options are available for you as well. Now, what if you want to try sublimation and you don't want to order the sublimation prints? I do have some options below for you as well, including sublimation paint, sublimation stamp pads, and other ways you can do sublimation without a sublimation printer. So I will also list those in the description below. So head there if you don't like the idea of the sublimation print. I have some other options for you as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, drop down in the comment section, ask away. If you liked this video, if it helped you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.